why so many men are giving up. So today I want to share a story, guys, of a friend I just made. He's a guy, he stays next door in my hotel here in Bali. And he also happens to be from Germany, and he's an engineer. But before I dive into that encounter, which was really, like, again, enlightening, because it happens all the time. I'm meeting guys with the same exact mindset. Before I do that, I want to just recognize and let you know that I think that there is two types of giving up, right? The first one would be giving up on yourself, which is obviously a very stupid idea, right? And then there is number two, which is the middle finger, where guys just decide to walk away and try a new life elsewhere. Expat, digital nomad, passport bros, you name it, okay? That kind of reaction. The latter is actually, or can actually be, a very empowering thing to do. And you can actually improve your life significantly. Whereas the first one is obviously a very, very stupid idea. And after we establish the differences, I want to go into 5 reasons why this is happening, why guys are giving up, and why they are leaving, and why this shit keeps on happening and keeps on happening more often. So before we talk about nuances, I want to just go into the hard numbers, guys, because I've talked about this before in my videos, and there is a lot of subjectivity to it when I say that I just feel like in this country here in Indonesia, where I want to stay now, where I'm living now, there is more warmth, people are friendlier, etc. I've talked about this, but it's very subjective, right? So I couldn't really back it up, but I did some deep dive into the numbers, and it's really staggering. So what I've done is I went through the suicidality statistics in the West, and I went through a bunch of countries, and I focused only on men, because I think men are getting the short end of the stick here. And so what I've done is I created this table, and you're not going to believe what I'm telling you now. Okay, so I made this analysis. So buckle up, okay? In the US, we have 23 suicidalities per 100,000 citizens, okay? Men, obviously, because 80% of suicide victims are men. Nobody cares about that. And talking about it makes you a misogynist, right? But here are the numbers. In the Philippines, it's 3.2. That means that in the US, there are 10 times as many suicidalities than in Philippines. Now let's compare Vietnam, 7 out of 100,000, still 4 times lower. Indonesia, 3.4. This is where I am right now. 3.4, 10 times less suicides here. Those are countries that supposedly are third world countries, but people do not kill themselves in droves. Why is that? Why is that, guys? Now, let's compare the other side. As I said, United States, 23 deaths. Germany, 15 out of 100,000. That's also 5 times as high as in the Philippines and Indonesia. Lithuania in Europe, 33 per 100,000. So what we've got here are sky-high numbers of suicide in the Western countries, as opposed to the countries in Southeast Asia. Why is that happening? And I can't give you the exact reason for it, because a lot of this, as I said, is subjective. But my gut reaction is that here they actually value men, and there is traditional values still intact. This is something that is just true. So in Indonesia, we have a more center right-leaning government focusing on economy, focusing on the families, like normal things that governments should prioritize, right? Whereas in the Western countries, we've made it a habit to demonize masculinity, to erase gender as a concept, or create it and then erase sexes as a concept. And so So that plays a role for sure. And so a lot of guys now, what's going on is that they either kill themselves or they drop out of dating or they just go into full on vices, gaming, drugs, and it's horrible, guys. It's so fucking sad. And I really and I can't tell you how angry this makes me because we're not getting the news, we're not being told what's going on, right? And so what's going on here is that these people, these men, they are hopeless, and we need to help them. And now, this is a giving up that you don't want to do, of course, but there's another giving up also happening. And here is where my story comes in, because this, what I just had, this encounter, this is also something so common. I see guys walking away from these countries, Germany, US, and so forth, every single day. And the story is always the same. Sick and tired of dating, sick and tired of sky high costs of living, sick and tired of these woke idiots that are everywhere. And so they come to countries where they are just treated better. And this is the same case with this guy. He's an engineer, right? In Germany, they're right now destroying the backbone of our industry, which was car industry. I say was because it's already fucked. And as an engineer, he has not many options. So he asked me today. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with my German passport. He thinks that the German passport, because of the devaluation and the immigration that's going on and all the problems we're creating and doing to ourselves, that his passport is not going to work anymore in a few years. I mean, I haven't gotten that far of thinking, but it's probably, you could argue that's a little bit delusional, but I don't think it is, because down the road, this can actually happen because they're really fucking up the country. And so what's going on is that a lot of guys, they just show the middle finger and they leave and they prepare for the worst. And then they invest in the places where they think that things are going to play out in favor, which is Indonesia, which is Argentina, which is the United States. Why? Because there's people now that actually care about these countries and they want to fix the problems and not just play a fucking theater and be clowns on the political stage, right? So you can you can vote with your feet, and that's what's happening. Nobody's talking about this immigration. Immigration, when they talk about immigration in Germany, it's always all the immigrants that come to Germany and the criminals and stuff like that. It's true, there is a lot of problems with that. But I actually would argue that the biggest problem we actually have in this country, or they have, because I haven't gotten it, I don't have it anymore. I'm in a better place now, is that the productive people, the entrepreneurs, and the ones that actually produce something, they are not just dumb and stupid in these guys. Those guys, they are leaving in droves, and like a lot. And this is really what's going on, guys. And so I want to shed a light on that because it's happening. I see this every single day. I meet guys with the same exact thought. Another question he asked me was, how is it possible that everybody knows what's going on with the lying and the deceit and manipulation, and nobody says anything? So it's really that it boggles my mind as well. Like in Germany, most people know already it's just a lie, everything a lie, but it's just a theater. And still, people are not doing anything about it. They're just looking like straight into the eyes of total destruction. And I don't know, guys. And so here are, I think, the 5 reasons why this is happening, okay? Number 1 is feeling unuseful and with a lack of purpose. Because a guy needs purpose. I mean, women need that too, but they get purpose from other activities like being a mother. A guy needs to, we are success objects. If we're not able to produce and being the breadwinner and contribute to our society by being productive, men are doomed. And this is backed up with science. We know that in unemployment affects men way higher than women. And now we have the situation where men are pushed out of the workspace, and they're not breadwinners anymore. We can't get they can't get laid, and the nuclear family is falling apart. And so that's feminism. And that, I think actually feminism is at the root problem of a lot of these issues we have in these countries. That's number 1. Number 2 is lack of respect. Men, like this whole toxic masculinity thing, it's just bullshit, guys. And men shouldn't even like bother with these idiots anymore. I feel like it's the best thing you can actually do is middle finger, walk away, do your thing. You're strong as fuck. You can do whatever you want. You just have to be resilient. Resilient is you are forged, and you get resilience when you go through deep, difficult shit. And we are built for this, right? Men, we are built for resilience. And so what we should do is walk away and go to places where when they turn around and look at you, they're actually smiling and not looking at you as a predator, right? That's what's going on. Number two. Number three is financial struggles. Straightforward. I mean, if your rent is gonna cost you like 2/3 of what you actually make, it's hard to be happy in where you're at, right? So if inflation eats into into your savings, and you can't even afford a house anymore, and why would you even bother? And then also pay taxes, 40-50%. Guys, here in Indonesia, I'm gonna pay you 0.5% income tax in the first 3 years, and then 11% in the fourth years, guys. It's crazy. In my home country, they rob you every fucking month, 40%, 50% if you make a little bit more than you need. And that's just crazy, guys. And so most guys, because this is something that happened also because of the pandemic, guys. And that's a good thing, because before it was way more difficult to become like independent, walk away, do your thing online, go global. That is now possible. Men can just fucking drop out and they can do this, right? They leave it, they walk away, and now they're trying to change the law so you lose money. Why? But if you actually become an expat in Germany, they're doing this sort of I mean, it's just a mind-boggling. Now, social isolation, lack of meaningful relationship, which is a consequence as well because of these hateful ideologies that taking this division, this divide and conquer strategy of these Marxist leftist goons that are basically not allowing an open discourse, not allowing to have different opinions, not allowing to for people that aren't on board with all of the craziness, right? So that causes you're getting ostracized, right? That's the result. I mean, even in families, it's happening. I have family, and I'm not talking about my ideas with them because I would probably have problems, right? So, and this is something real. A lot of guys have the same situation because most older folks, they actually believe all of that crap that the media and the legacy media is still putting out. And so it's just preposterous. And so that's number 4. And number 5 is the lack of focus, resilience, and endurance. And that can only be built through hardship. Yeah, you need to go through some difficult shit. Like back in the days, they had these initiation rituals for men. Doesn't happen anymore. Like men, to be honest, they need to man up. I mean, a lot of guys are just too weak, and it's really true. I mean, this is like, I'm talking like Andrew Tate, but it's true. A lot of guys are just fucking weirdos. They're not being taught how to lead a good life. They don't know how to go and be personally responsible. They don't know how to do things and take action. They're just passive all the time, and they are being told what to do, and they buy into all of this crap. Okay, so that's what's going on, guys. And so this is why so many men are giving up, just not all of them in a bad way. Okay, guys, see you in the next video. Talk to you later, and don't forget to subscribe and to hit the like button. Thank you.